So today is the day that we stop having negative thoughts. We get rid of them totally and we stop allowing them to control us and our life. So if you really want to know what the best way to get rid of all your negative thoughts is, then keep watching this video. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the tip I'm going to give you today is to just be like a dog and live carefree. You'll have no negative thoughts. End of video. No, if only it was that easy, hey? Joking, it is totally easy. So hi, welcome if you are new here. My name is Hetty, and on this channel we discuss all things positive, high vibe, and how to use the law of attraction to manifest the life of your dreams. If you haven't already, then please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you can see more content like this. Now let's get into today's video. So the video today is all about how to stop having negative thoughts, how to get out ahead of them, how to stop them in their tracks when they pop into your head. I used to really struggle with this. It is so easy to have a negative thought pop into your head and end up on a massive spiral. You can literally go from such a small little negative thought like, oh, can't be bothered with that meeting today, and then it can just honestly spiral all the way down to like, oh my god, what's going on in the world, like we're all gonna die, everyone's ill, nothing's going on, a meteor's gonna hit the planet this year, we're not even gonna see 2021. You can literally end up on such a negative spiral all the way down there, and that is totally normal. Do not feel like you are weird or there is something wrong in your brain if you are having these negative thoughts. It is totally normal to have them, but once we actually start having them, it's very easy to stay stuck in that cycle of continuing to have those negative thoughts again and again and again, because law of attraction says that like attracts like. So once we start on the cycle of negative thoughts, we bring them up again and again and again. But every day is the chance to start again new with our thoughts, and even every moment we can make the conscious decision to say, I'm not going to allow these thoughts to control me anymore. I am not my thoughts. They are just there in my head, and I don't really know how to explain that, but you are not your thoughts. You are not everything that you think. I like to think of thoughts as something that I have control over, but I don't need to be so involved in them. So my tips for actually getting rid of negative thoughts are really easy, and they just take a little bit of practice. It's just habit, it's just building on them habits. After about 7 days we start to build new habits. So if you keep this up and practice this as much as you can, every time a negative thought pops into your head, I guarantee in a few weeks you will be a new person and you will see such a reduction in your negative thoughts. So a lot of the time when we have negative thoughts, it can be because we see something in front of us that triggers or sparks a memory of something in our past that has happened that reminds us of a negative event, or it can just seem to be totally random and totally unrelated. And I used to have it where I was going about my day like woo, and then my anxiety and my negative thoughts would just pop in and be like, but what if this happens to you later on? And then you're like, oh my god, yes. But that, like, it seems to come from nowhere sometimes. So it can either be because something in your reality face to face with you has reminded you of something, or just seems to be totally random. Both of them are totally normal, and you are not weird for having those thoughts at all. But the best thing to do in that first instance, whenever a negative thought pops into your head, is to stop and ask yourself, okay, why have I just had that thought? What is it that has triggered that thought? Is it something that I've just seen that has reminded me of something in the past, or is it something that maybe is a little bit more subliminal? And is it just something that because I've been thinking negative thoughts for so long that I've just conditioned myself this way to, even when things are going really good, expect bad things to happen? And it is just really important to stop first of all and ask yourself that question: where has this come from? Why is this thought in my head? And how can I rationalize this thought? So I like to ask this question because once I do, I then start sort of tracing back my thoughts or thinking about the scenarios that have maybe brought these thoughts up to the surface, and I'm like, okay, it's totally irrational, my train of thought, where it's just gone from seemingly positive to like totally negative, and where's this thought come from? When you actually do this and rationalize the thought and you trace it back to where you thought it from and why you are thinking it, don't then start to beat up on yourself or be annoyed or like attach yourself onto that thought. The best thing to do after that is to just observe it and to sit back. Like I said at the start, you are not your thoughts. Sit back as if you are an observer. observer, and they are just coming into your view. So when you start to see your thoughts as something that is almost external to you, like it's just something that comes across, like I like to see it as something that literally just floats across my view or like through my head and it isn't me. Might sound a little bit weird and odd to think of it like that, but when you think of it as something that isn't you and you can sit back and observe your thoughts, then you don't become your thoughts and you don't attach that feeling and negative emotion to your thoughts at that point. This can happen quite a lot of the time, where this can take a little bit of practice to feel like you're the observer. I can't say that word today. Observer of your thoughts. It can really take a little bit of practice to do that, but once you've got your head around it and once you consistently tell yourself, if a thought comes up, I am not my thoughts, you know, why is it happen to pop into my head? I'm not my thoughts. Where does it come from? I'm just going to sit back and observe and let them run their course. I'm not going to resist them. I'm not going to try and fight against them and say, don't think it, don't think it, don't think it, don't think it. That is the worst thing to do, because resistance only brings more of that to you. And the more you push against something, the more you actually bring it closer to you. So yeah, just be the total observer of your thoughts, and that is how you actually remain in control. Oh, Bobby! What? Oh, you're so slobbery. Bobby! Bobby, you're all slobbery. You're all slobbery. What are you doing? Ah! What are you doing? Bowie! What are you doing? So my final tip from me and Bo is to just laugh at any negative thoughts that come up. Like once you said like, where's that come from, and just like, okay, I'm not my thought, that's fine, you actually then just be like, oh, so funny that would even come into my head, like just ridiculous. And when you laugh at something, it just releases that tension and resistance and that negative feeling immediately. Like laughing can just raise your vibes so much. It's so good for you. It raises like all of your serotonin levels and all of the good chemicals that make us happy in our body, and it can just make you feel like free, and you're just laughing at it. It doesn't control you. Your thoughts don't control you. You can control them. So that is my final tip. It's also really important to remember that even when you have this method down, negative thoughts can still just pop into your head, and that is for a number of reasons, but it takes quite a long time when we have been habituated to think the same thoughts and conditioned ourselves into believing and thinking these thoughts and being on that cycle for a while to break completely free of it. That is totally fine. I still get negative thoughts pop up into my head, but as soon as I do, I don't allow myself to have an emotional reaction to them. I don't allow myself to get emotionally invested by them, by just observing them and saying they are not me. Where did it really come from? So I hope this video has made sense, and I hope it's really useful. If you have enjoyed it, please like and comment and turn on your subscription and notifications in this channel. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Until next time, don't be up on yourself. Don't see your thoughts as part of you. Allow them to come and go as you wish. They do not control you anymore. You have total power over your own mind and your own life. So keep spreading the positive vibes and love, and I will see you soon. Mwah. Say bye, Bobby. Bye.